oh, probably 6-7 years ago, I bought a DRZ 400 and got riding again, and really liked it, and I sold it. And then October of 20, I bought a Tenere 700 right when they were coming into the United States. They were just brand new, and I had my heart set on that bike. It looked really good, and it's a great bike. There's a lot of good things about it, but for me the Tenere was just a little tall and a little top heavy, I guess. I put 13,000 miles on that Tenere, and enjoyed it. I went a lot of places, covered a lot of ground, heck, Grand Staircase, Escalante, San Rafael, a lot of fun places. But I never bonded with that. I've been in here since I was here. Anyway, I just never felt comfortable on it. It was, like I said, just probably a little too tall for me. I'm 5'9", what, a 31-inch inseam. And I don't know, just when I was going slow or go around a corner, sometimes I just couldn't get a foot down. It was, you know, you'd find a hole, and it was easy for me to tip over on that bike. And I did quite a bit too. I did tip over, usually slow, almost come to a stop places, sometimes hairpin turns, didn't keep the momentum. Anyway, I got looking at the new KTMs, and I liked the fact they had cruise control. I liked the fact they were a little bit lower to the ground, not much actually. It looks like it, but this bike isn't all that low to the ground. I like the weight distribution. I like the fact that center of gravity was a little lower. Seat was more comfortable. I thought the windshield would be better. It turns out that it wasn't. But there were just a few things, and I just wanted to try it. So I've got just over 8,000 miles on this bike. I've had it since March. It's October. And this bike and I have really got along good. I really like it. It does everything I wanted it to do. I can keep it upright better. It's a little bit lighter. It's not near as top heavy. I'll never have another bike without cruise control. The protection's good. It's comfortable to ride. The suspension is better. Just everything about the bike. And I like the electronics. I didn't know if I would really use that, but I do. I like the electronics. I like the quick shift, especially when you're up on the pegs riding like this and you want to downshift, upshift. Quick shift is really, really nice. It's just an easier bike for me to ride all the way around. I cover more ground on it. I ride the pavement more to get to where I want to ride, so I don't haul my bike all the time. It's just more comfortable on the road and off the road. And it's got more power, which I really didn't need. But the bike just handles better for me, and maybe not for everyone, but for me, the bike handles great. Maintenance on this bike is, you know, about the same. Doesn't seem any more complicated than the Tenere. The spark plugs on the Tenere were really hard. Changed them once, and I haven't even thought about these yet, but I'm sure the day is coming. A couple of things that I didn't like about this bike was I feel a little more cramped. It feels like my feet are up higher, and I suppose they are. And I've gotten used to that, and it you know, puts me in a better riding position, I guess, but it took me a while to get used to that. All right, so one of the other things I really like about this bike is the suspension. And when I first got it, they dialed it to my weight, and like I'm 215, so I'm a little chubby, but it was still too stiff for me. It's easily adjustable, and I tweaked it and worked with it, and I really softened it up. I mean, I'm not jumping. I ride fast and, you know, do a lot of stuff and little whoops and stuff, but I've got the suspension dialed in for me and really like it, and that's quite a bit softer than what they originally set it up for, which was a 215-pound guy. I carry a little bag on back with my rain gear and a pump and tire repair kit and all of that, so have a little weight back there. I think it's probably 23, 24 pounds right on the back. So I've tweaked the shocks and suspension, rebound, and found a spot where I really like it. Like, there's some little whoops there, quite a little bit of little ditches, and this bike goes through those really well. I mean, just smooth, very, very smooth. The Tenere, maybe I didn't have it dialed in right, but suspension wise, I never could find that golden spot. One other thing about this bike, when I do tip it over, I can pick it up. It's a grunt for me. Sometimes, you know, depending on the lean angle, I have to take that bag off. But I've always been able to get it up. I've been trying to get in a little bit better shape so that I can pick it up better, and I think I've accomplished that. A bit of sand here. I like the way this tracks through the sand usually. But you know, as you can see, I'm not a speed demon, but I ride pretty good, and I really like this bike. It handles for me good, suspension's good. It's a little chain slap. It does have some chain slap. I don't know, I don't have any complaints about this at all, except being a little cramped, and I'd like to lower the foot pegs a little and maybe get another set sometime, but I don't know, I'm trying to find other complaints, and but I really don't have any. But for an older guy, 5'9", slightly overweight, this bike has been just really good for me. Let's see, I think we'll go this way. I've loved it. I'm glad I got it. No regrets. It's just a fun bike to have and ride. And anyway, just finishing up this review. I bought the bike also with the TPMS and the front tire right now. That's what that yellow message is. It's not on because I got this fatty on, but I enjoy that TPMS and knowing where the inflation on my tires is. It's been really good. I bought the bike because I wanted quick shift and cruise control. Not disappointed at all. I bought the heated grips and they work great, and I bought the heated seat, and it seems like my butt's always hot on this bike. Oh, there is one complaint. It is hot when you're riding this. It's the heat comes up through the seat and it gets hot, especially in the summertime. Right now it's a little cooler, so it's not near as hot and feels okay. But all right, so I just wanted to finish up my 8,000 mile review on my KTM 890 Adventure. I have officially 8,681 miles, and I got it in March 23. And it replaced a T700, a Yamaha, which I truly loved. But I wanted a bike that was a little lower to the ground, and this is slightly lower. A little bit lighter, slightly lighter. Well, I like the idea that the center of gravity was lower, which it is. I wanted cruise control and quick shift. I got the tech package and all of that, and I like that, but mainly the cruise control and tech package. When I ride out of my hometown, I like to ride sometimes long ways, and especially the cruise control. Really good. So I got the bike in St. George, Utah at Rocky Mountain ATVMC, their dealership there. And those guys are the best. They set me up really well. There's no extra charges on stuff. As many of you know, they didn't have windshields come with them, and they didn't have skid plates. And they put on an aftermarket skid plate, AXP, I think, and they put on a Adventure, 890 Adventure windshield, which I was dying to get off because it didn't seem to do that much. But when I finally got the stock windshield, you know, the one with the hole in it up here, it wasn't any better than the lower one, really. I mean, I still had a little bit of buffeting and plenty of wind in the face. Anyway, I broke that one, and so this is the third windshield. This comes out of Italy off of eBay, and that's a good windshield. I'll try to remember to put the link in. And I've had several of these little wind foil things, whatever you want to call it. This is the best one by far. You can see how heavy duty those brackets are. Really, really good. Really like that. Windshield's really heavy duty. It's solid. It doesn't shake a lot when we're hitting the trails. So anyway, third window, and I like this one. This configuration isn't totally perfect. I still get a little wind, and sometimes that wind is a nice relief. There's some breeze, you know, in your face. But I can fold this down and hit the trails with it and have great visibility, and I can put it up on the highway and get most of the wind out of my face, and so far it's worked really well. I like it. Not many modifications to the bike. The skid plate, I'm just trying to think. What else is there? Oh, foot pegs. And the one thing I don't like about this bike, and I'm only 5'9", but it feels like I'm crowded. It feels like my legs are up into my, cramped. And I'd like some lowered foot pegs, and I'll get some eventually. I didn't feel that way on the Tenere. I got the bike in March, 8,600 plus miles, and not one thing wrong. A month ago we rode White Rim Trail in Moab, had that dialed in perfect, and the suspension for me is just awesome. Road use, it's a lot more comfortable bike to ride on the road. The cruise control is good, but as far as riding it on the street, much more comfortable. The seat's more comfortable than the Tenere seat was, and I had a seat concept seat I put on the Tenere. It was nice too, but this stock seat is more comfortable. Almost everyone that I've rode with has commented that I ride this bike better, faster, less difficulty. I look better on the bike, but I feel better on the bike. So I guess one phrase to describe that is confidence, and it's a much more confidence-inspiring motorcycle for me. I guess another phrase that's out there is planted. I guess you can say for me it's a more planted motorcycle. Oh yeah, high fender kit. Oh, no kit. That's just nothing more than in a Serbi's Adventure 890 Adventure R fender. It bolts up just fine, and where we ride, Skyline Drive, there's a video of it. Skyline Drive ride in the mud. That mud gets so slick, it just builds up in those low fenders. And then as it dries out, it gets tacky. And so you'll gob that mud up in the fenders. And if you've seen the guys on the Wyoming BDR, same thing. It gets so tacky and sticky that it'll just rip the fenders right off. In fact, it'll lodge in there and wedge in there, and the front tire won't even turn. And that happens enough, and has happened to me enough, that we just don't go there. I know a lot of guys like the look, and so do I, of the lower fender, but for practical purposes, high fender. So for me, there are no regrets on getting this motorcycle. I wasn't sure if I had made the right move, because I realized I was maybe exchanging some reliability for performance. But at this point, where I've had nothing go wrong with this bike, again, no regrets. I would do it again in a heartbeat. Even if I knew there was something wrong with the bike, I would still go with the KTM. It's just, for me, that much funner to ride, that much more enjoyable, and that much more confidence inspiring. You can see by watching this video, I mean, it does everything with ease. And I'm no great rider. I might be intermediate, but this bike soaks up the gravel, the sand, the rocks. It's just an overall very, very fun bike to ride. The bike also has the 2-year warranty, which is really good, but also I have a lot of confidence and trust in Rocky Mountain MC, ATV MC in St. George. Those guys are very good. They would stand behind me on any warranty issues. I have confidence with that. They're just a great, great dealership. Again, I would trade the Tenere for this bike. Again, I'd do it again in a heartbeat. So I love the bike. Anyway, thanks for watching. Enjoy your riding. Get out there and have some fun. Winter's setting in, so it's going to be harder to get the riding in for me. But I'll be out there every chance I get. And my next video is going to be about the 18-inch fatty front tire that I have on this motorcycle, which makes a big difference. So anyway, until next time, happy trails.